If you're not getting the sales and conversions that your business needs with your Google Ads campaigns, the biggest thing that you need to remember is that getting and increasing the number of conversions that you see with your Google Ads campaigns is a problem you can solve. So as long as you're willing to put enough time and effort into the correct areas, you can start to see great success with Google Ads. But I do want to stress right at the start of this video is that you do need to remember that in order to get the right amount of conversions that your business needs with your Google Ads campaigns, you don't only need to focus on your Google Ads campaigns, because there's 3 core areas that you need to have set correctly in order to get sales and conversions through Google Ads campaigns, but through any campaign, whether you're running meta ads or any other type of marketing. And the way to think of it is like a tripod or a 3-legged chair, in that you need all of them to be working in order for the tripod or the chair to work. So one of those legs is obviously the Google Ads campaign. But then that Google Ads campaign needs to be sending people to a landing page which is set correctly, and that is a high converting landing page. And then on that landing page, you need that third area set correctly, or that third leg set up correctly, and that is your pricing and your offer. So even if you've got the best Google Ads campaign in the world, if it's going to a poor quality landing page with a poor quality offer, it still won't work. So what I want to do right now, because obviously in this video, I'm going to be focusing in on the Google Ads side of this problem and taking you through how to review and optimize your Google Ads campaign, so that we know that that is not the area which is causing the issue. But to help you further, especially with your landing pages and getting your landing pages set correctly, I want to give you free access to an extended training session that I ran in my paid Google Ads community, which is called 10x Google Ads. And this was a session that was actually done by a user testing expert who had done over 10,600 real life user tests to find out the 5 core principles that you need for a high converting landing page. And after you've watched this video, if you want to get full access to that training, all you need to do is to follow that link in the description below. But right now, as promised, let's get into how you can go through and review and improve your Google Ads campaign, so that we know that it's set correctly, so that you can get more of those vital sales and conversions that you need for your business. And the first important step is that we need to check to make sure whether this problem of no conversions is only affecting Google Ads, or if it's affecting all of your different marketing channels. So what we're trying to work out here is that we want to go into Google Analytics, and we want to go through and review the conversion rate of our traffic from Google Ads campaigns versus traffic from other marketing campaigns like meta ad campaigns or TikTok campaigns, whatever campaigns you're doing, and then also line that up versus your direct and your organic traffic. Now, if we're seeing no conversions across the board, so all of your different traffic channels are not generating any conversions or not many conversions at all, it's highly likely that the problem is not actually Google Ads. The problem is more on those other 2 issues, which is your landing page and also your pricing and offer. So if that is the case, it is still worthwhile going through the other 2 steps or checks, which I'm going to take you through right now. But remember, after you've watched this video, to go through and follow that link in the description below, so you can watch that extra training on what you can do to improve your landing page. So that's the first important check that we need to do. So that first check is actually done outside of Google Ads. You want to be going into Google Analytics. And as I said, what you're doing there is you're breaking down the traffic channels to see whether the problem is only affecting Google Ads. So let's just say you're getting conversions from all of the other channels, and your conversion rate in Google Ads is significantly lower. We then know that we need to go through and rectify these next 2 steps. Now, in terms of some very rough benchmarks, and I want to really highlight that this is very much a starting benchmark, and you should aim to have your conversion rates much higher than this, but at a starting level for service-based businesses. So these are for campaigns where you are looking at getting an online inquiry, whether through a phone call or an email or a form inquiry. You'd be wanting to get at least, and as I stress, at least a 5% conversion rate. Whereas for e-commerce campaigns, you'd be wanting to get at least a 3% conversion rate. Now, as I said, you want to be getting much higher than that, but they're just base level metrics that I'd be looking at, that if you're not achieving those, you know you've got some core issues within your Google Ads campaigns or those other 2 areas. So that's the first step. we're really looking at isolating and answering the question is the issue of not getting enough conversions from your Google Ads campaign, is that Google Ads only specific, or is it running across all of your different traffic channels and marketing campaigns? But if your other campaigns are working really well and it's just Google Ads, we know that we've got some serious issues in Google Ads that we need to go through and rectify. And that's where you work on these next two steps. And the next step is that you want to make sure that you're actually targeting the correct search terms. So what we're wanting to do here is we're wanting to go through and we're wanting to review our insights and our search terms data. And we want to make sure that where we're spending the money, if this is actually the type of terms that are going to generate sales and conversions for our business. So what I want to do right now is I want to take you into a screen share so I can show you how you run this check and how to fix this issue for your search, shopping, and Performance Max campaigns. So let's jump at that screen share right now. So what I've done right now, I've brought you into a Google Ads account, which is running Performance Max search and shopping campaigns. So that way, in the one place, we can check all of these things. So firstly, what I recommend is that I do recommend that you do this campaign via campaign. So I know you can go through straight to insights and reports and look at this data for all of your campaigns, but I much prefer to do it at a campaign level. So what you want to firstly do, and we're going to go into a search campaign. Now we've got a branded and then a non-branded. So I'm going to go into the non-branded. And what you want to be looking at here is you want to go into insights and reports, and then you want to go into your search terms. And what you're looking at doing in through here is you're just looking at going through these search terms. It'll automatically filter it down by impressions, do it by impressions or cost. And what you're looking at through here is that where you're spending the money, are you happy with these search terms? Now, because this is a client account, I've had to block out those search terms, but you can see the process where you're going to campaign, insights, and then search terms. So once again, it's campaigns, insights and reports, and then into search terms. Now, if you do find any of these search terms which are not relevant, now for this campaign, now because this one is a little bit more of we're targeting some newer areas for this business. So this isn't taking the main amount of this account spending. We're looking at expanding their market, but there are some search terms I can see in here that we need to add to the negative list. So what we do, we just select them, and then straight away you can go through and add them as a negative keyword. So that's the process of how you do that for a search campaign. Let me now jump into the shopping campaign. And now in the shopping campaign, you actually go into the same area. Once you're in the shopping campaign, you go into insights and reports and then search terms. Once again, what we're looking at here is we're looking at the search terms, and we're looking to see, are there any search terms which we're spending a high amount of money on that are not relevant? And if we do see any of these, all we need to do is we just go through, select a couple here, and we go through and click on that add negative keyword. So with your search and your shopping campaigns, straight away you can go through and add in some extra negative keywords to refine those search terms. When it comes to Performance Max, it is a little bit trickier, and what I just want to show you here. So now I've shown you how to go through and review your search terms for search and shopping campaigns. And with both of those campaigns, you can add in negative keywords directly to block out or to limit any search terms which are not relevant. For Performance Max, it does get a little bit trickier. And the reason for that is because with Performance Max campaigns, as you may very well know, you're very much dealing with giving Google suggestions, and it's going out to try and find more conversions for your business. But the way that you do this is go into that conversion action, go into that campaign, and then from there, we want to once again go into insights and reports. And what we want to do through here is we want to go into the consumer spotlight search term insights. What I like to do is change it to the last 28 days. And then what you want to do is you want to click on this view detailed report. So what this will do is this brings up search term themes, but it does have all the data around clicks, conversions. So what you can do here is you can actually see once again where you're spending the money, making sure that it's also giving you that conversion value. Now, for a Performance Max campaign, you can't just go in and add negative keywords. But if you do have a theme that you don't want to spend any money on, there's two options that what you can do here. So what you can do is that you can click to the site and go to settings. And when you're in the settings, what you can do is that if you see here, you've got automatically created assets, you can go through and add in some URLs to exclude. So what that means is, let's just say you're running an e-commerce site. What we've got in here in our exclusion list, we've got some things in and around other brands that we want to exclude or different products that you want to exclude. So that is one way that you can exclude the traffic. And what you're doing there is you're setting your campaign and you're saying to Google, of all of my 50 pages on my website, you can only target these 20 web pages for the Performance Max campaign. The other way that you can do it is, once again, when we're in settings, you go into brand exclusions, and then from there you can add in some brands to exclude. Now this only works if you've got people searching different brands, so competitor brands or even your own brand. You can add those brand lists to exclude those branded search exclusions. So that's the second step that you need to go through and check. So what we're wanting to do there is we're wanting to go through and look to see where we're actually spending the money in Google Ads. And then we're looking at, if you've got search or shopping campaigns, adding in those negative keywords so you can stop spending money in those wasted areas. Or if you're running that Performance Max campaign, you can't put in those exact negative keywords, but what you can do is you can use those URL exclusions and also brand exclusions to really help refine the search categories which Google is targeting in your campaigns. And once you've done that, that then brings us to step 3 for running the checks on what to do if you're not seeing those conversions in your Google Ads campaign. And this third and final step is all about reviewing your ads, so your ad copy, and actually checking, are these high converting ads? And the first benchmark that we're looking here is we actually want to be looking at your click-through ratio, which you'll see in your Google Ads dashboard as a CTR score. And what this is ranking is, this is ranking how many clicks you're actually getting versus the amount of people that have seen your ad. So if your ad has been shown 1,000 times and you get 100 clicks, you've got a click-through ratio of 10%. Now, the reason for why this metric is so important is because you need to remember that with Google Ads, Google only gets paid when someone clicks on your ad. So Google gets no money at all for when someone sees your ad. So the reason for why that is so relevant is because if you can have a higher click-through ratio than your competitors, Google is more incentivized to show your ad versus your competitor's ad. And the reverse is then true. If you've got a lower click-through ratio than your competitors, Google is going to show your competitor's ad more often than yours, because they know they're going to get more money from showing that ad. So that is why your click-through ratio is a highly important metric. And to give you an idea on some benchmarks, now a great data company for Google Ads called WordStream runs an annual report every single year. And in 2023, their Google Ads benchmarks report showed that the click-through ratio across all industries was 6.11%. So at a bare minimum, I let everyone know that you should be shooting for a click-through ratio for your search campaigns of at least 7. But I like to have all of my search campaigns well above 10%. And the reason for that is that way I know that I'm giving Google every little bit of incentive to show my ads over my competitors' ads. Now, what I'm going to do here, because that data is different for all different business niches, in the description below, I'll also include a link to the latest report from WordStream. And if you want to go through and follow that link, it's free to view. That way you can go through and you can actually see and get a benchmark of what your competitors are going to be. Now, it's not going to go all the way down to your business level, but you will get a fair idea for your business niche. And then if you do have a low click-through ratio, what you need to focus on is you need to focus on updating your ad copy so that you can increase your click-through ratio. Now, because this is such a big topic, if you want to learn more about the core principles that you need to incorporate into your Google Ads ad copy to increase your click-through ratio and conversion rates, I want you to go through and watch this video right here. Once again, thank you for joining me. My name is Aaron Young from Define Digital Academy, and I'm your 15,000 hour Google Ads master. And I look forward to seeing you right now in that video about how you can improve your ad copy for Google Ads in 2024. See ya.